been a real joy to be here in Riga, Latvia. Over the last few days, I've had an opportunity to be out in some of the parts of the city. I visited Old Town in the evening. Christmas trees as you go in to this old part of the city that began in 1201. Families are out with their children. It's a cold night. I don't think it's above zero, but families are out. Vendors are there. They're selling their wares. It's Christmas time, and Christmas time is a big deal in Latvia. Children are riding the merry-go-round. I ate sausage and kraut from one of the vendors. Even Santa was there. Christmas is a big deal. I picked up a visitor's guide in the hotel room, and I read the description of the Christmas activities, and I want to share with you just a word that I read there. It took centuries to convert Latvians to Christianity, and even that's still up for debate. To this day, Latvians still celebrate the pagan holidays at various times of the year, and Christmas is celebrated with feasting, drinking, and singing. You'll hear the Christmas carols, traditional carols here, playing in the background, but the reality is that in Latvia, Christmas is just a holiday, not the Christian holiday. For less than 5% of Latvians know Jesus Christ as Lord. That's why it's been a joy to spend these days with the young men who are preparing to launch churches, start churches, or who are currently pastoring churches at Baltic Pastoral Institute. I truly ask you to join in praying for these young men as they are seeking to share Jesus with a nation that really doesn't know the meaning of Christmas. Yesterday morning I got up on Sunday morning and the sun was shining. It was the first morning that I've looked out and seen sunshine. It was a beautiful drive from Latvia's Riga capital up to near the Estonian border to a little town, Matsalāca. There one of my students, Milfred Minatrea, was being installed as pastor of his church. Walter's family invited us to stop by and share a cup of coffee and visit with them in their home for a few minutes before we went to the installation service. It was a wonderful, beautiful service. Walters and his wife knelt. Hands were laid on them as Walters is licensed to the gospel ministry. This brother had been encouraged by his church that had been pastorless for more than 2 years. We believe you ought to be our pastor, but he was a businessman. Now he knows that God has called him to be the pastor of the church. He has been training at Baltic Pastoral Institute, and this past Sunday began as the pastor of his congregation. I ask you to continue to pray for our students. We're down to just 2 more sessions now, and they're about to present projects that they've been working on to create a strategic plan for starting a new church. What is its vision? What has God placed in their understanding about what that church would look like? Who is it here to reach? What are the initial steps that they will take in beginning that new church? Well, these students, it's not just for them an exercise. For them, it is the reality of where they will be investing years of ministry. For this nation, as I've said before, is 2.5 million people, only 88 churches. So would you pray for these young men who are seeking to be the church starters for this and the future generations here in Latvia? I know for us, it's been a real joy to be here. I can't begin to tell you all the things that God has done in this time. We look forward to doing some wrap-up reports after we return home, but I want to thank you for praying and ask you to continue to do so. Not so much for us, but please for these students and your fellow brothers and sisters who are here as believers seeking to share Jesus in Latvia. Well, I thank you for your prayers, and I look forward to interacting with you as we return home soon. God bless you. Thank you again for your partnership with us in this ministry. We look forward to what God has in store together.